What's up, y'all? We wanted to hop on here and make a quick video explaining one of the most asked questions we get, especially during the winter time, is how do we stay warm while winter camping? Whether it's 30 degrees, 20, 0 degrees, and we've been down to -10. And the easy answer is a diesel heater. We always have a -degree bag. You want to make sure that you always bring that along with you because things like this fail. This one, for us, has not failed us. It's been great. Couldn't be happier with it. I did break one, but that was my fault. I broke the power brick, and they're so inexpensive that I decided to buy another. That way I could have spare parts, so I have the other one in storage. If I ever need to rip anything off, I have it. But the diesel heater is a game changer. So we started with the bag, then we went to a buddy heater. That's awful. The carbon monoxide poisoning, even though it's rare, it happens. There's horror stories. Even worse than that is the condensation that they put off. You wake up and everything is damp. You have water buildup on your roof, your ceiling, that's dripping down on you. It was miserable. We moved to a catalytic heater that was also propane, that was a little bit more fuel efficient and a little bit better, but that failed on us. So I did what we should have done all along and went with the diesel heater. And for the longest time, we had it ducked in through the actual truck windows, the back of the cab. I'll show you right now. So what we would do is roll down this window to about here, and I had a mold of plexiglass that we fit in, and then a little foam seal, and I'd roll it back up to pinch it, and there would be a 3-inch hole with a 3-inch adapter in there. We would leave the diesel heater underneath, pipe it up, pipe it into there, clamp it down, open the door, put another hose there, clamp that down, and then run it through the rear window, the two windows, one on the cap and one on the truck, and then we would finally have heat. It was annoying. It took, it didn't take forever. Am I being lazy? Perhaps, but we wanted to find an easier solution, something that took far less time, far less parts, and I think we found it. Now, this solution is not new. It's been discussed, I wouldn't say widely, but it's out there on the forums on Facebook, Google. People talk about it. They take subpar pictures as to what they did and not necessarily how they did it. And, people are like, well, what'd you use? What kind of adapters? How did you install it? And, you never got really far. And so I was never able to really figure out, aside from a few knickknacks, what people did and how they did it. So we went to Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware. You can get all these parts at any of the major stores, aside from this hose, which was quite expensive for a 10-piece section that we cut down. It's about $100. It's not necessary. You can go with the cheaper stuff at Lowe's, Home Depot. It's readily available, the semi-rigid. But this is silicone. It's super durable. The insulating properties are great, so I'm not losing a lot of heat ducting it from here up into the truck. And then you only need a few other knickknacks. These are 10/32 bolts with nuts. You need some marine-grade silicone, some electrical tape, comes in handy. And then we have a few of these 90-degree adjustable elbows, which are awesome. Also, for the people that have this toolbox H-calorie diesel heater, you know that it's very difficult to slip a hose on to the outlet that they provide you. It's very, very small, and you're always wrestling to get it on there tight, and you just hope it doesn't come off. But one of these that you can find at Lowe's, the 90-degree adjustable elbow, fits right into the seam, so you can tuck it in there, clamp it down, and then you got all of this real estate to play with. So we have 3 of these 90-degree adjustable adapters, and then we also have a duct hood connection. So this is all 3-inch. We have another 90-degree on this, and then lastly we have a flexible adapter right here. Now this was all one piece, but we realized that we don't need this outer layer, and that's going to come in handy when I show you guys how to assemble this. Lastly, you're going to need this deck plate. Got this off Amazon. Again, dirt cheap. Held in there with the stainless bolts and nuts, and you just unscrew it, and you have a 4-inch diameter hole that we can set everything up with. Behind it is the silicone, so it's keeping it watertight. We've already tested it. It's fantastic. And now the fun part. Let's assemble it. Let's see how quick this actually is. All you do is you unscrew your deck plate here. You take your flexible adapter, feed that right on through. And then you use this, what you cut off, and throw it around this side, and it creates a little bit of an additional seal to kind of keep everything in there nice and snug. Then you take the duct hood connector and a 90-degree elbow, feed that on through, and it really helps snug this whole thing down. It's not going anywhere. You're going to take your diesel heater, lay it right down below. We have the adapter plugged into the AC port on our EcoFlow Delta 2. And you're going to take your hose, feed it right up into the elbow, which is already a very snug fit. You're going to take one of your hose clamps, tighten that down. Then you come down here, feed it right in there, take your other hose clamp, and tighten that on down. And then lastly, you just take your remaining elbow here and pipe it right in. Fits in there nice and snug. You can adjust it whichever way you want, and you're done. From there, one of the reasons why we love this unit so much is because it has the Bluetooth capability. So we can control it from our phone, whether we're in the back here and don't want to get out to turn it down, turn it up, turn it off. I could walk across the field and start it. So by the time we get here, it's nice and toasty. And you just turn it on. So we're going to do a little test, turn it on, see how hot we get, and show you why we love the diesel heater so much, even on a beautiful, sunny, 80-degree day. So you come over here, you download and open up the app. We are already connected via Bluetooth. You just have to pair it if you're starting off for the first time, which is very easy. And hold to start. And just like that, it starts heating up, priming, and running through its startup procedure. And in just a couple minutes, you have some nice, toasty air. You also want to make sure you're not a Dumbo like me, and you put on the exhaust. Now you're good to go. That's it. We got our diesel heater up and running, so in a few months from now, we will be as toasty as ever. We got our handy dandy little temperature gun here. We have it running at about the highest speed, and right now we're at 161, which is fantastic. It's still got a little bit of room to go. We rarely ever run it at the highest speed. Usually, like I said, out of the 10 settings, we're at 1, and it's more than enough. Sips fuel. Have it plugged right into our EcoFlow Delta 2. Handles it like a champ. Barely any power. And we're toasty all throughout the night with minimal setup. So the last part that I don't think I touched on is how we cut the hole. I used a jigsaw with a fine-tooth metal blade. You could do a hole saw, but we wanted to be very precise as to the circle that we were cutting, just because with the deck plate, the bolts are kind of close to the diameter of the hole. So you have to be somewhat accurate in that department, but it's all sealed up, waterproof, and I think this is the way to do it. So hopefully this helps out somebody that has been looking for information like this. Get creative. Is this the best way? Probably not. Is it a good way, an inexpensive way? It absolutely is, and we're happy to use it. So, again, hope it helped you guys out, and looking forward to camping in the wintertime. Everybody knows that's camping season. Isn't that right, girl? Come here. So, y'all get out there, enjoy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.